Have you ever noticed how some years pass quietly, almost unnoticed, while other years seem to leave a deep mark on your life, even if you cannot explain why at the time? I have met many people over the decades who later looked back and said, "That year changed everything for me." Not because something dramatic happened overnight, but because the timing of life itself shifted. Opportunities appeared where there had once been closed doors. Worries slowly loosened their grip. Things that felt heavy began to move again. In the old days, our elders would say that heaven turns its wheel slowly, but when it turns, everything below begins to move with it. As someone who has spent a lifetime listening to stories, observing fate, and studying the rhythms of time through Chinese astrology and folk wisdom, I can tell you this with a calm and steady heart. 2026 is not an ordinary year. It is a turning year. A year when the energy of life itself rearranges priorities, rewards patience, and tests intention. According to the Chinese Zodiac, 2026 is the year of the firehorse, a rare combination that appears only once every 60 years. 60 years is a full cycle in traditional belief. It marks the closing of one long chapter and the opening of another. That alone should tell you that this year carries weight, meaning, and consequence. Now let me be very clear. This is not about superstition, nor is it about blindly believing that money will fall from the sky. The elders never taught us that. They taught us something far more practical and far more profound. They taught us that wealth comes when a person is aligned with the time they are living in. When effort, character, and timing walk together, life becomes smoother. When they fight each other, even the hardest work feels heavy and unrewarded. That alignment is what we are really talking about today. Many of you listening are in the middle or later chapters of life. You have responsibilities that weigh on your shoulders, family to protect, dignity to maintain, perhaps regrets from years when things did not go as planned, perhaps quiet hopes that the years ahead will be calmer, more stable, and more secure. When we speak of wealth in this story, we are not talking only about luxury or excess. We are talking about peace of mind, the kind that lets you sleep at night without worrying about tomorrow. We are talking about security for your family, about knowing you can handle unexpected events without fear. We are talking about dignity in later years, the feeling that your life's efforts were not in vain. In 2026, the firehorse brings movement, speed, and transformation. It is a year that does not favor standing still. Yet, and this is very important, it does not favor everyone equally. Just as in nature, some seeds sprout quickly when the season changes, while others must wait. The same is true for people. Only certain Chinese zodiac signs are positioned in such a way that they naturally align with the wealth currents of this year. Not because they are better than others, but because their nature matches the rhythm of the time. Some of you listening may belong to these signs. Others may not. But do not rush ahead just yet. In the old tradition, wisdom is revealed step by step, not all at once. If you want to know whether you are among those positioned for prosperity, what you should do if the door opens, and what you must avoid so that good fortune does not slip away, you must stay with this story until the end. Timing reveals itself only to those patient enough to listen. Before we speak about who may prosper, we must first understand why wealth itself begins to shift in a year like 2026. In traditional teaching, nothing happens by accident. When money moves, when fortunes rise and fall, it is never random. It follows laws, just as the seasons do. The firehorse year is governed by two powerful forces working together: And if you understand them, much confusion disappears. The horse, in Chinese wisdom, represents movement. It is speed, travel, ambition, shucked independence, and the desire to move forward without restraint. Horses do not like to be tied down. They need space, direction, and momentum. When horse energy rules a year, life does not remain stagnant. Situations that have been stuck for years suddenly begin to move. Decisions that were delayed are forced into action. People feel restless if they stay in the same place for too long. This can be exciting, but it can also be exhausting for those who resist change. Now add fire to the horse, and the picture becomes even more intense. Fire is passion, transformation, and illumination. Fire brings warmth and light, but it also burns quickly if not controlled. Fire can cook food, or it can destroy a house. In matters of wealth, fire energy makes money move faster than usual. Income can arrive suddenly, opportunities can appear unexpectedly, and doors can open almost without warning. But the same fire can also cause money to disappear just as quickly through poor decisions, impatience, or temptation. This is why the elders always warned that fire years are not years for greed. They are years for clarity. In 2026, wealth favors those who act decisively but not recklessly. Those who know when to move and when to pause. Those who respect money rather than chase it blindly. If you have ever heard the old saying, "When heaven opens one door, it closes another," this year will show you exactly what that means. Opportunities will come, but they will demand responsibility. Wealth will knock, but only those ready to carry it will be allowed to keep it. Many people misunderstand prosperity. They believe it belongs to the boldest, the loudest, or the most aggressive. But firehorse energy does not reward chaos. It rewards alignment. The greedy are often burned by fire because they rush without thinking. The reckless are thrown off balance because speed without direction leads nowhere. The ones who benefit most are those whose zodiac nature already understands movement, discipline, and inner strength. In this year, money listens carefully to character. It flows more easily to those who have learned patience over time, who respect effort, and who know the value of moderation. It favors people who can make decisions without panic and who can say no to temptation when necessary. Firehorse energy tests people by giving them chances. How they respond determines whether those chances become blessings or lessons. This is why 2026 feels different. It is not simply about earning more. It is about whether a person is ready to hold more, ready to manage growth without losing balance, ready to accept abundance without forgetting values. For some zodiac signs, this alignment comes naturally. Their life experience, temperament, and rhythm match the firehorse perfectly. For others, the year may feel challenging, even uncomfortable, but still full of meaning. Now that you understand how the firehorse shapes wealth and why not everyone benefits in the same way, we can begin to look more closely. In the next part of our story, we will gently turn our attention to the first group of Chinese zodiac signs, whose energy flows smoothly with the firehorse year. Signs whose lifelong qualities are finally recognized and rewarded. And, let us now speak gently about the first group of zodiac signs whose nature fits the rhythm of the firehorse year in a quiet but powerful way. These are not signs that rush or boast. They are signs that have learned through time, through effort, and through patience. In 2026, their steady character finally meets the right moment. The first sign in this group is the ox. Those born in the years of the ox have never been strangers to hard work. From a young age, life often asked more of them than it asked of others. Responsibilities came early. Progress came slowly. Many ox people spent years building foundations that others could not see. They worked while others rested. They saved while others spent. Over time, this created a deep inner strength and a calm endurance that only grows stronger with age. Elders of the ox sign often become wiser, not bitter, because they have learned that rushing rarely brings lasting reward. In the firehorse year, the ox finally benefits from all those unseen efforts. While the horse brings speed, the ox brings stability. Firehorse energy needs something solid to move forward without collapsing, and the ox provides exactly that. In real life, this may show up as a long-term job finally offering promotion or recognition, a family business becoming profitable after years of slow growth, or land and property matters resolving favorably. Many ox individuals may receive unexpected help from authority figures or senior people who recognize their reliability. The key advice for the ox in 2026 is simple but crucial. Be willing to accept change when it comes. Do not cling too tightly to old routines just because they feel safe. At the same time, avoid lending large sums of money or taking responsibility for other people's financial mistakes. This is your year to strengthen your own foundation, not to carry others on your back. The second sign in this first group is the rat. The rat is often misunderstood. People think of rats as restless or overly clever, but those who truly know this sign understand its deeper strength. Rats are planners. They observe carefully. They sense opportunity before others do. Over a lifetime, many rats learn how to adapt without losing direction. By middle age and beyond, a mature rat is no longer impulsive. They become strategic, patient, and surprisingly disciplined. This maturity is what makes 2026 especially favorable for them. The firehorse brings rapid movement, and the rat knows how to move with it rather than against it. In this year, rats may find that opportunities appear suddenly through connections, information, or timing that seems almost accidental. A conversation leads to a business opening. A delayed project suddenly moves forward. Financial gains may come from skill-based work, consulting, trade, or managing resources wisely rather than physical labor. However, the rat must remember one important lesson in 2026. Not every opportunity needs to be chased. Firehorse energy creates many doors, but only some are worth walking through. The rat's greatest strength is discernment. Use it. Avoid speculation driven by excitement alone, and do not trust promises that sound too easy or too fast. For both the ox and the rat, 2026 is not about sudden explosion of wealth. It is about alignment. It is about seeing long-term effort finally meet the right conditions. If they remain calm, grounded, and selective, this year can mark the beginning of a much more stable and dignified financial chapter in their lives. As we continue this journey, we now arrive at the second group of zodiac signs, whose relationship with wealth in 2026 is quieter, steadier, and deeply comforting, especially for those who value security over excitement. These signs are not known for dramatic leaps, but for consistent progress and moral strength. In the firehorse year, their patience is finally rewarded, not with chaos, but with harvest. The next sign is the goat. People born under the goat sign often live with a sensitive heart and a strong sense of responsibility toward family. Throughout life, they tend to put others first, sometimes at the expense of their own comfort. Many goats work diligently behind the scenes, rarely demanding recognition. As they grow older, they develop emotional wisdom and a refined understanding of balance. They learn when to give and when to protect themselves. This inner maturity is what allows the firehorse energy to work gently in their favor. In 2026, goats may experience wealth not as a sudden surge, but as a gradual easing of pressure. Financial stability improves. Ongoing worries about expenses slowly lessen. Income becomes more predictable. For some, this may come through property matters, inheritance, or family-based resources finally settling into place. For others, it may be the result of years of careful saving and responsible choices bearing fruit. The firehorse pushes movement, but the goat directs it toward harmony. The most important advice for goats this year is to be cautious with trust. Lending money out of compassion or emotional pressure can disturb their hard-earned balance. Kindness must be paired with boundaries if prosperity is to last. The next sign in this group is the rooster. Roosters are often misunderstood as overly strict or perfectionist, but this quality becomes a great strength with age. Roosters are disciplined, organized, and attentive to detail. They do not like chaos, and they do not leave important matters unfinished. Over the years, many roosters build their lives carefully, step by step. While others may chase trends, roosters focus on structure, routine, and long-term planning. In the firehorse year, this discipline becomes extremely valuable. When everything around moves quickly, the rooster remains steady and alert. Opportunities come in the form of professional recognition, stable income growth, or leadership roles that require reliability rather than risk-taking. Many roosters may find that their advice is suddenly valued more than before, leading to financial improvement tied to responsibility rather than speculation. However, the firehorse also tests the rooster's rigidity. Being too controlling or resistant to change can block progress. The lesson for roosters in 2026 is flexibility without losing principles. Adapt where needed, but do not abandon standards. For the goat and the rooster, wealth in 2026 means peace. It means fewer sleepless nights. It means the comfort of knowing that what they have built will not easily be taken away. This is not flashy prosperity, but it is the kind that lasts and supports family harmony, which is the true treasure in later years. Now we come to the final group, the signs that stand at the very peak of wealth alignment in the firehorse year of 2026. These are the signs whose inner nature resonates deeply with the speed, power, and transformative force of this rare year. For them, 2026 is not just a good year. It can become a defining chapter, one that changes how they live, how they are seen, and how secure their future becomes. But as the elders always say, the higher the wind blows, the stronger your roots must be. The first of these peak signs is the tiger. Tigers are born leaders, even if they do not always seek leadership. From early in life, many tigers feel a strong desire to shape their own path. They are courageous, decisive, and willing to take responsibility when others hesitate. As tigers grow older, their impulsiveness often softens into wisdom, especially if life has taught them hard lessons. By middle age and beyond, a mature tiger becomes both bold and thoughtful, a rare and powerful combination. The firehorse energy resonates naturally with the tiger's spirit. Both value independence, movement, and decisive action. In 2026, tigers may find major doors opening in business expansion, leadership positions, or ventures that require courage and vision. Promotions, authority, and financial recognition are strongly indicated. Some tigers may benefit from property growth, inheritance matters, or investments made at the right time. However, the greatest danger for tigers is overconfidence. Fire amplifies ego as easily as it amplifies success. The wisdom for tigers in this year is to balance ambition with health and humility. Protect family relationships, listen to trusted advice, and remember the old saying, the tallest tree must bow to the wind. The second sign at this peak is the dragon. Dragons have always been associated with power, destiny, and natural authority. Many dragons live lives marked by intense highs and challenging lows. They are not meant for small lives. As they age, dragons often develop a deeper understanding of responsibility, realizing that true power lies not in control, but in guidance. A mature dragon carries presence without force, influence without noise. In 2026, the firehorse ignites the dragon's inner fire. This can be a year of major financial breakthroughs through leadership roles, large-scale projects, or strategic investments. Dragons may see wealth grow through business expansion, organizational authority, or recognition that brings both income and influence. Yet, this same energy tests their character. Pride, impatience, or disregard for others can quickly turn fortune into loss. The folk wisdom for dragons is clear. A wise dragon flies low. Stay grounded, respect collaboration, and avoid gambling or reckless speculation. When power is guided by wisdom, prosperity becomes lasting. The final sign in this strongest group is the horse itself. For those born under the horse, 2026 is their zodiac year, a Ben Ming Nian, when personal energy is amplified. This makes the year both powerful and delicate. Horses are energetic, hard-working, and naturally charismatic. They thrive on movement and purpose. Over time, many horses learn endurance and emotional depth beneath their outward vitality. In 2026, horses may experience significant financial growth through career advancement, entrepreneurship, or opportunities that reward visibility and effort. The second half of the year in particular may bring unexpected gains, recognition, or profitable connections. However, horses must guard against burnout. The firehorse year can push them to exhaustion if they do not pace themselves. Health, rest, and emotional balance are essential. The old saying reminds them, even the strongest horse must drink water. For the tiger, dragon, and horse, 2026 offers extreme prosperity, but only for those who balance strength with wisdom. When ambition is guided by integrity and care for family, this year can mark the beginning of a truly abundant and respected chapter of life. As wealth energy grows stronger, it is only right that we speak honestly about the tests that come with it. In the old teachings, money is never just a reward. It is also a mirror. It reflects a person's character, discipline, and values. The firehorse year of 2026 amplifies everything, not only opportunity, but also weakness. This is why warnings are not meant to scare you, but to protect what is meant to last. When money begins to move more easily, pride often follows closely behind. People may feel invincible, believing that good fortune will never end. Temptation appears in subtle forms, spending beyond reason, making promises too quickly, trusting words instead of actions. Laziness can also creep in when things seem to be going well, causing people to neglect the very habits that created their success. In 2026, these small cracks can grow quickly if ignored. There are three major dangers the elders warned about during fire years. The first is greed. Wanting more simply because more is available can lead to poor judgment. The second is gambling and reckless speculation. Fire energy makes people believe they are lucky, even when they are not prepared. Many fortunes have been lost by chasing fast gains instead of protecting steady progress. The third danger is broken trust. Whether in family, business, or friendships, once trust is damaged, wealth energy begins to leak away quietly but steadily. Traditional wisdom teaches that karma is not punishment. It is balance. Wealth without virtue does not stay. Family harmony, in particular, plays a powerful role in fortune. When relationships are strained, money often follows the same pattern. When respect and gratitude are present, stability grows naturally. This is why elders always advised resolving conflicts quickly and keeping promises sacred. Protection in 2026 does not require complex rituals. Simple practices are often the most effective. Moderation in spending and ambition keeps fire under control. Gratitude reminds the heart to stay humble. Generosity, practiced within limits, keeps energy flowing without depletion. Giving does not mean sacrificing your own stability. It means sharing wisely without resentment or expectation. If you remember these lessons, wealth becomes a companion rather than a burden. The firehorse will test you, but it will also strengthen you if you respond with clarity and restraint. As we reach the end of this story, I want you to take a slow breath and listen not with excitement, but with calm reflection. Whether your zodiac sign was named among those strongly aligned with wealth in 2026 or not, remember this ancient truth. Destiny sets the stage, but wisdom decides how the play unfolds. The elders never believed that fate was a prison. They believed it was a path, and every path allows choice. If you did not hear your sign mentioned earlier, do not let disappointment settle in your heart. Alignment does not mean exclusion. It simply means that some people must walk more carefully, while others are pushed gently forward by the wind of time. Wisdom, patience, and integrity can soften even the most difficult years. Many people have built stable and honorable lives by preparing early, acting thoughtfully, and refusing shortcuts that damage character. These qualities are never wasted, no matter the year. As 2026 approaches, begin with preparation rather than fear. Look at your life honestly. Strengthen what is already stable. Repair what has been neglected. Act with integrity in small matters, because heaven watches the details. When opportunity comes, meet it calmly. When temptation appears, pause before you decide. This is how alignment is maintained, even in fast-moving times. In the old way, a blessing was never loud. It was spoken softly with sincerity. So I will end this story as an elder would, with a simple wish. May your home be peaceful. May your body be healthy. May your heart be light. May your wealth, whether great or modest, be stable and sufficient. And may you walk through the firehorse year with clarity, dignity, and balance. If you feel this story may help someone you love, share it with them. Ask about their zodiac sign. Listen together. Wisdom grows stronger when it is passed from one generation to the next. In the next guidance, we will continue to explore how time, character, and choice shape the years ahead. Until then, walk steadily and trust that what is meant for you will arrive when you are ready.